All right, you're going to want to hear this. We're about to dive into something that could literally be a game changer. And I'm not just talking about space travel. I mean, for the future of humanity itself. We've got some intel that points to the next huge infrastructure boom. And believe me, it is not happening here on Earth. And wow, this quote really just says it all, doesn't it? For what, 50, 60 years, the moon has been the goal, the big prize. But if this leak is for real, the actual main event, the project that's going to blow everyone's minds, is happening one planet over. So here it is, the core of the whole thing. A high-speed rail is supposedly being built on Mars. Right now. I mean, let that sink in. This isn't some sci-fi concept art or a blueprint for the future. The claim is that this is an active project, a full-on hyperloop, connecting major spots on the red planet. We've moved way past just landing there, folks. We're talking about building an entire transportation network on another world. Okay, so the first thing you're probably thinking is how? How is that even possible? I mean, Mars is just an unbelievably harsh place. Building a simple road would be a nightmare, let alone some kind of high-speed rail system. Well, the answer apparently lies in one heck of a technological leap.
The whole thing is built on magnetic levitation. You know, maglev. It's tech we already have here on Earth. Basically, you use super powerful magnets to lift a train so it's floating just above the tracks. No contact, no friction. But, and this is a big but, what they're supposedly cooking up for Mars is on a whole other level.
And here's the number that really jumps out. 20x. 20 times. The claim is that the magnetic tech they're using is 20 times more powerful than any maglev system we have running on Earth today. And look, this isn't just about going crazy fast. It's about having enough raw power to work flawlessly in that super thin Martian atmosphere with its insane temperature swings. That's what makes a planet-wide zero-friction system actually work. And this is where it gets really crazy. This isn't just a plan on a server somewhere. The leak alleges that the brand new V3 starships are already carrying the magnetic tracks to Mars, in secret, on their current flights. The project, if you believe this, is already underway. The hardware is already being shipped.
So, okay, if parts are already on the way, what's the timeline? What's the roadmap? Well, the leak lays out a surprisingly detailed plan. It looks like this whole thing is about to go from top secret to very, very real.
So take a look at this. Right now, we're supposedly in the secret shipments phase. But the date you need to circle on your calendar is June 2026. That's supposedly when Phase 1 kicks off. Boots on the ground, construction begins. They'll start with an initial section to prove it all works. And from there, the sky's the limit. The grand vision is a planet-wide hyperloop, connecting absolutely epic landmarks like the giant Olympus Mons volcano to the massive Valles Marineris Canyon. You have to understand, this is so much more than just a fancy train. If this is real, it's basically the skeleton key for unlocking the entire planet. Real colonization, I mean, it's not just about surviving in a dome, right? It's about building a real society, a real economy. And you can't do any of that without serious infrastructure. And check this out. This really drives home the impact. Less than 1 hour to get between places like Olympus Mons and Valles Marineris. Right now, that kind of trip would take months of dangerous driving in a rover. This changes everything. It's not just a little bit faster, it's a total transformation. It's like when the Transcontinental Railroad was built in America. It completely changed the country. But this isn't about connecting two coasts. It's about connecting an entire planet from the get-go.
So here's the really brilliant part from a strategy perspective. Building this first is a total masterstroke. You basically get to skip an entire century of slow, dangerous, expensive development. Instead of crawling across the surface, you have real-time transport for people, supplies, and any resources you mine right from day one. This thing becomes the literal backbone of a Martian economy. Think about it. Every other investment you make, whether it's in mining, science, or just building habitats, suddenly becomes 10 times more valuable because this network exists.
All right, let's pump the brakes for a second. A claim this massive, this wild, you've got to be asking, okay, where's this coming from? Who's saying all this? And that's exactly the right question to ask.
Well, this information comes from a group that calls itself CollabGenerate. They're supposedly this network of insiders, people on the inside of these big projects. And their whole deal is tracking and reporting on these secret developments that, well, the public isn't supposed to see. Kind of like modern-day whistleblowers for the space industry.
So we've talked about the tech, the timeline, the mind-boggling implications, but let's bring this all back down to Earth. Or, well, maybe back down to you. Forget the trillion-dollar opportunities for a sec. Let's get personal.
And the source that leaked this information puts the question right to you. It's one thing for us to sit here and talk about it, but what about you? Would you actually go? Would you sign up for that 6-month trip to Mars, knowing you'd be working to build this thing, to be one of the people laying the very first railroad on another world? I mean, that's a heavy question, right? It's the ultimate pioneer test for our time.
And that really leaves us with this one powerful idea. If any of this turns out to be true, it means we've turned a major corner. The old space race, the one about planting flags and leaving footprints, that's over. We're in a new era now, an era of laying tracks, building cities, and actually creating a new world. The colonization, it seems, has already begun.